I am Tigger, Patricia Bukowski.
And I'm Avatar, or Joel Bukowski. A long time ago, February 8th, 1992, at 11:30 in the morning at the Bay City Mall at B. Dalton Books. I walk around the corner and I see a 6'8" behemoth named Ox, who's a good friend of mine from college, and he's talking to a girl by looking down because he's so tall and she's not. And I say, "Hey Ox, who's this?" And he says, "Oh, this is Patty. Patty, this is Joel." At that point, she kicked him in the knee so hard she knocked him to the ground, and she said, "My name's Patricia." And I went, "Patricia, I can remember that."
The conversation between us ensued, and that was the first and only time after 5 minutes Ox said, "I have to go," and he actually turned around and walked away. If anybody knows Ox, he says, "I'm going to leave," and 20 minutes later, "I'm going to leave," 20 minutes later. So it was kind of interesting. And as a conversation, we found our commonalities. It was hilarious, and I noticed on his ring finger he had a ring. And then he turned around and gave me the best pickup line any man ever did.
Yes. I'm going to Lansing tonight to a strip club. If I wasn't going to go, I'd ask you out.
And I said if he wasn't going to Lansing, I'd go out with him.
Which at that point, I called up my buddy and said, "I'm not going to Lansing tonight." And 6 months later, we were married. On Mackinac Island.
Yep. 2 kids later. Been 19 years and had a very solid relationship. And
Bonfire was the result of the fact that we got married on Mackinac Island.
Yep.
And on July 12th, 1992, 4:30 in the afternoon, we were married.
Now this was a 4-day reception before the wedding. All my family come up. We actually worked on the island, so we got cheap room suites. My uncle brought his boat up so we could grill instead of eat at the restaurants. And a 4-day reception before we even said I do. So it's the destination wedding that all my family talks about.
But the problem was it was on Mackinac Island, and a lot of our friends could not make it because it cost a bit to get up there.
So our 3rd anniversary, rather than doing the cheesy, romantic getaway thing,
let's go out and get ourselves a room and have sex. We do that anyway. Let's have our friends over. The first unofficial bonfire, we invited up a small group of our friends that we went to college with. And it was over at my mom's place. We had a little fire pit dug out in her back. We had the friends come up. We had a little dinner. We shot some guns. Some people camped out overnight. And they went home. The next year, on our anniversary, they all came up again. They said, "That was fun. Let's do it again."
and this is when I started going to the conventions down south, because our friend Ox, yet again, introduces us to most interesting things, such as each other. And I started inviting the people down in the Detroit, Ann Arbor area, and I said, you know what, we got this camp out, why don't you come up, see how we're doing. And for 16 years now, it's basically the second Friday in July. You know, come up, enjoy yourself, relax, leave the drama at home, and enjoy your anniversary with us. You know,
nice camping in a nice peaceful area where when the sun goes down at night, you can actually see stars.
yes.
We've upgraded every year a little bit more, expand the camping area, more people show up.
Yeah, we started traditions to where it's Thursday, those who want to come and help pitch in to help out the last little things. I make a huge turkey dinner, and they get to settle in and get the better campsites, because even though we have 17.5 acres, we have no level ground. Then let's see, on Friday, everybody else comes in, and we have the casual get to know everybody. A lot of our bonfires have been, I want this person to go to con, but I want them to come up to bonfire first so they can get to know the good people that at con, so they can actually have someone to socialize with. And because of that, they've become avid con goers themselves. So
it's a great place to come and meet people that are here not because of any pretense of a code or a group or anything else. They come as individuals. And then there's Davros.
Red light!
I don't have a portable on-air light, man.
Then there's Davros.
Hi, Davros. Are we ready?
Now in my experience, literally with cons and here, what is a video without at least a cameo of Davros? Most of the more famous pictures at con were either taken by or had Davros in them, you know.
Yeah. And everybody gets to see our kids grow up and, you know, see what new we have done with our place. And those that are new actually have an appreciation because we travel 2 to 3 hours, you know, to go to the conventions or come down for parties to visit them. And they realize, well, if you're willing to make the effort, we should as well, to be kind. And
we hope that we, you know, getting a little philosophical here, when people come up to visit us at our little bonfire, what we have is, we don't have a lot, but what we have we like to share with our friends, because our friends are our family. And they're the family that goes home.
with their kids.
So it's kind of like being grandparents, but nonetheless, our friends are our family, and we want to promote literally a family environment. It's family camping here.
With the drunken stupors, the guns, and redneck style, yes.
Not quite.
But we tell people that have never been up here, when they first get up here, get out of your car and breathe. And they don't realize that until they get up here, that you need that couple minutes of, oh my gosh, there's nothing here, and yet there is so much.
There's no highway, expressway. The nearest neighbor is a quarter mile that way. There is trees, nature. The deer come out and entertain.
You know, Davros, I wouldn't be surprised.
And everybody accepts everybody as they are. I mean, it's an all-around wonderful thing.
It's Bonfire. What else can you say?
Yeah.
People have called it Bonfire. They've called it Tigger and Avatar's anniversary wedding anniversary thing. And yes, Davros again actually came up with Camp Con.
Yep. Yet another cameo we must have.
Yeah. Well, that's called you usually hear that Saturday night. Some of the festivities that we do at our bonfire Friday nights is the get to know each other little party, and round one of Alvin Toast. Saturday we go out to one of our local lakes, and everybody comes out and goes swimming and cooking and all that kind of good stuff. We have volleyball and sunburns.
Lots of sunburns. You ever come up, bring sunscreen, lots of it, and put it on often. But they never listen.
And remember, when you come up to Bonfire and go to the lake, you're going to get sunburned.
Native Americans, African Americans, they fry. We can't help it. It's not our fault.
Yeah, so just depending upon the SPF that you want is not whether or not you're not going to get sunburned. It's just how done do you want to be.
Then after that, we bring everybody back. Those who wish to cook for a potluck to make sure everybody gets fed. Because some people can only afford to, the gas to come up here, and we want to make sure everybody has one good meal. Then we have the gun shooting going on.
The gun shooting is people who own their rifles and pistols. They come up, and I have 17 acres, and we're surrounded by hills. We have a gun shooting area where they come up, and rather than shooting through the walls in your neighbor's house down in Detroit or Ann Arbor area, they come up here and can actually fire their guns and without worry of hitting anybody.
And if you've never shot a gun, there's plenty of people here who are happy to walk you through it so you can actually give it a try, because some people never had the experience, curious about it. Not that they want guns, which we don't care.
My favorite niece in the world, Kimmy, who's going in the Marines in September, actually shot a .300 Winchester Magnum this year. She shot it twice, and she did absolutely wonderful. And I have to have that on video because I want her to know how proud I am of her.
We are very proud of her. And this year we added, my daughter's 16 this year. She handled helping me with being hostess, going around, making sure everybody's comfortable. It's not that we dote over people, it's just we want to make sure you're relaxed. If you're not relaxed, then we did something wrong or somebody else did, and we resolve it to where you can just come up here and breathe, eat, relax, socialize, and then go home and start your life over again.
Yes, this is a no drama zone, you know.
Drama. But then after that we have bonfire lighting again. We have various activities where we have sing-alongs, drumming, playing music.
We had a lady that came up this year for the first time who brought her violin.
Yep.
And off in the trees you hear violin music, Celtic violin music coming through the trees with the drumming and the pipes, and it was one of those amazing things.
Davros just left. Oh.
One of those amazing things. One year, gotta say this.
Uh-oh.
One year, it was Davros' first year up here.
Oh.
It was foggy out, and it was late at night, probably 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and the fire was kind of low, not real low, but kind of low, and Davros was playing the drums and piping, and there was a few other people with drums, and had this nice steady rhythm going on. Well, the way the property's set up, the bonfire takes place in one of the valleys in between the hills. And on the top of our property, you can look across, and I could see on the road on the west end of the property, there's a police car at the stop sign. And he's sitting out on his hood looking around. And then it dawned on me, he's listening to the music, and he can't see it because he's up there and there's fog between them. He goes in his car, gets on the radio, and within about 5 or 10 minutes, 2 more police cars show up. I'm going, I wonder what's going to happen. Well, one of them walked through the field, the other 2 walked up along the road, and they all converged down at the bonfire pit. And when the guy came through the fog, the comment that he made was priceless. He says, I heard the music from over there. I thought I was going to walk into a Brigadoon scene or something. I says, no, you just walked into bonfire. This is cool.
Yeah.
So.
And, you know, we've had our fun incidences where, you know, people tearing down tents when others are gone, and, you know, the little pranks here and there, the water balloon attacks.
The tent that was on top of the car that we watched going down the road.
Yeah, that was interesting because our friend Slappy, Steve Goyette, he turned around and he tore down one of our friend's tents as a joke. And then
we put his tent on top of somebody's car and started driving it down the road.
Yes.
Hey, Steve, what's that up on the road? Hey, that looks just like my tent. Hey, wait a minute. So, yeah.
Then when he had to put it back together, we didn't know he was colorblind, and he was color-coded. You know, my kids had helped him put it up because it was all color-coded, so we had to help him set it up again.
And I can pick on him because I'm colorblind too.
But
we have a great time here, and it's a fun time.
Yes.
There's no way else to describe it.
Yes.
All right. We'll just leave it at that then.
Okay.